So, this episode, I'm going to be speaking some truths, like very, very solid truths. I'm going to be right about everything I say, so that you can ignore me, though. You can go like, oh, look at this, he just has all this Kirby stuff. He's just a real dork nerd or whatever. But I'm going to speak the truth at you. I'm going to speak the truth at you. All the truth. All the truth. All of it. Was his face even in this thing? There. Let me see. Are his eyes here? Oh, there they are. There they are, right there. Poyo! So, it's time for the vlog, and there's a Kirby here. Okay, so, what we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about, things happen. Every week, something crazy is happening, isn't it? Not in my life. Okay, some things are happening, but I don't need to talk about how I almost died again. So, there's two things in the gaming world to talk about. One is Epic Store with Borderlands 3. That's one. And the other one is Sekiro. We have a new conversation about an easy mode with Sekiro. Let's talk about that one first. So Sekiro, of course, is Shadows Die Twice. That's from Software. That's Dark Souls. And it's not an easy game. It's not an easy game at all. And unlike Dark Souls, you can't grind your stats up. Like, it's a different game. There's like, you can just get more techniques, but you can't grind your stats up. So it's not very doable for some people. Like with Dark Souls, you could grind a lot and eventually be able to take care of some situations. Although it was Dark Souls 2, eventually you could run out of things to kill, which is dumb. But Sekiro is just, you gotta get your timing right. You gotta be able to just land some things. You gotta get your combos correctly, and you gotta understand your opponent's pattern, all those things. And so I'm gonna beat this game eventually. I go tilt on one episode of the LP so far, but only that one episode, thankfully. And most of the time, I'm having a pretty good time, getting beat, but getting better, and I get good at the game, so that's good for me. It's rewarding. The challenge is rewarding. I'm happy with that. I'm happy. Now you've got people who want an easy mode. Like, they want an easy mode to the game, and there's different reasons for it. There are people talking about accessibility, because there are people who just cannot play a game at the full speed of it for whatever reason. They have different kinds of handicaps or mental issues, they just can't do it. And there's this whole argument of it. It's every single time of the get good argument. And the get good people can go, themselves. Like, honestly, no. You don't need, like, an easy mode doesn't diminish the game in any way. That doesn't do it. Because difficulty modes have existed since the beginning. They've always been there, and you pick your mode and you play it and you're good. Two different people can beat, like, Doom 1 and 2 on different difficulties, and they can both talk about how fun the game was. Same thing can be for Sekiro. Both these two different people, person plays on an easy mode, person plays on a hard or normal, because there's no difficulty. And they both beat the game. They get to talk about how fun the game was. They get to talk about that. The people who lord how well they do at these get good games over other people, they're not adults. And if they are, they're not adults. It's a very childish thing to care about an easy mode. It's a very childish thing to care about that at all. And I don't see it as entitlement for people asking for an easy mode, or even demanding it. Because you're just robbing people having a chance to experience a fun thing. This is the thing I always argue for, and that is... Did someone die upstairs? This is the thing I always argue for, and that is letting people enjoy a thing. I have that same feeling about rare skins, or limited skins that you can only get when they first came out. Like, Smite, back in the day, you got the Poseidon skin. You could only get that skin at a certain time frame. No matter how much money you want to put down, years later, you can't get that skin anymore. And I don't care for those kinds of skins. Because those skins are like, you had to be there. You had to be playing this game back then to get this skin. I don't care how much you like it, you can't get that skin anymore. And the reason why that's stupid and sucks is that just punishes people for not having a good enough computer, for not even knowing the game exists back then, for just not knowing whatever things. They weren't capable of enjoying that skin because there was whatever reasons. And they just miss out on that. I don't care for that. We're in a digital space. We don't need to rarefy anything. And yet people want to rarefy stuff. It's so weird. It's very odd to rarefy something because if it's rare, it's special. It's not special if it's rare. That is a pathetic belief. It's honestly quite pathetic. You need something to be only a few people can have it, so that's what makes it special. That's what makes me happy. That is dumb. I can't keep saying childish because even some children are not that dumb about rare things like that. And even some children are not dumb about difficulty modes. It's a maturity thing of some kind. Or it's just a mindset thing of some kind. I don't need to beat Sekiro to... I like how I pronounce it because I'm sure people are dying. I don't need to beat a Dark Souls game to feel better about myself towards other people. Because that's the problem is, there's a lot of this holier-than-thou reactions to people who want the easier modes on some of these games because they can't deal. Same thing happened with Cuphead. That was all really dumb. Some people just aren't going to be able to beat that game outside of easy, and they're not going to get to see the rest of the game. They're not going to be able to fight the Dice King, whatever his name was, or the Devil, because you have to beat it on normal or hard. You can't beat it on easy. So, sucks to be them, and that's a damn shame. That's people who bought this game not able to see all of it. That is ridiculous. And then there was this suggestion of, which was interesting, the creator of Celeste, he's like, how he would do an assist mode for Sekiro. And I'm like, these are all pretty good. Like, you get unlimited reses, like unlimited posture, you heal faster, you just heal better. Just different ideas to make it easier for you. Because Celeste is a balls hard game. And it's a game that allows you to beat it with assists. To make the game easier for you or just more comfortable for you. Because maybe you're just not that good at a game. And that's fine. This is a game. This is not sports. This isn't baseball. This isn't anything that requires brain power necessarily. Like, Celeste is amazing. If Celeste was hard only, no assist at all, there's a lot of people who would not get to enjoy that story. The story of Celeste is great. It's incredible. It is so good. It's so to the heart. And if only people who got good got to enjoy that game, that's a goddamn crock. That's very unfortunate. I'm glad the assist exists. I never touched it because I never felt I needed it, but other people did use it, and they got to enjoy the story because they used it. What's wrong with that? It'd be weird if like you had... It's not a good comparison. Like, you can't make a comparison of, you bought a book, but you can't get the last couple pages because you didn't learn Latin or something like that. Like, the last chapter's all in Latin. Learn Latin. Get good at language so you can understand that. Like, it'd be weird if just something was, if you just blocked off part of a book with, like, a math problem. It's a very weird comparison to make, because you can't make that comparison. We are in the media of entertainment. Gaming is supposed to be entertaining. It can be frustrating. It can be challenging, just like other games can be. Like puzzles and things like that. But for the love of God, gatekeeping in that way, I just find pathetic. To argue against it. Now, if From Software doesn't ever want to have an easier mode, that's perfectly fine. They don't want to do that, that's fine. It's more about the fans. It's more about the gamers who feel this sense of superiority. Then they want to hold on to it. They want to squeeze and never let go of that sense of superiority. That is really freaking weird to me, and just really dumb to me. That's really what it is. I got no problem with an easy mode for Sekiro. I got no problem with an easy mode for any game, because I'm not going to be playing on that difficulty. I'll be playing on harder difficulties. I got no problem with that at all. Real quick, I just gotta mention a real dumb argument. Some made the argument of, you can't put assist mode in Sekiro, because then I'm gonna use those things, and then I'm just gonna win with those, and it's gonna cheapen it. It's like, no, you could have self-control, so you don't do that. That's all you gotta do, bruh. Seriously, that's all you gotta do. I'm having a hard time in this game, or any game, like, even, look, Celeste LP, let's go with that one. I was just getting killed, and we beat the whole damn thing. We beat all those tapes. We did everything except for the C run, because I just didn't care about that. We did the A and B run, which were very difficult. We died a bajillion times, and at no point did I turn on assist, because that's not what the rules were for me. I didn't need assist to win everything. I just needed to keep getting at it until I finished it all. I just didn't do C because I'm like, oh, we're done. We've done enough. That is me arguing about the easy mode with Sekiro. That's it. That's it. I don't. There's no good argument. There's no good argument because it doesn't cheapen your experience, and if it does, you have a problem. It does not cheapen it. Your experience is your experience. Someone else's experience is not your experience. Why is it cheapening your experience? So the other one has to do with the Epic Store and Borderlands 3. Now, part of it, now, the backlash about Borderlands 3 being exclusive to Epic is understandable in a lot of ways, and not understandable in other ways. The easy one of not understandable is bombing the reviews of Borderlands 1 and 2 on the Steam store, which makes Steam look dumber. Because the reviews are getting abused. That doesn't make Steam look better, that makes Epic look better, because they don't have that. And honestly, Epic as a competitor could work out pretty well. It could be very good, because competition's not a bad thing, it's just how competition is handled. Now here's the things where you're right to think Epic Store is stupid. Epic Store is a bad store. It's not very good. It's pretty shoddily made, honestly. I hated it the entire time I was getting... I had to deal with it because I was getting Metro. And I did not know at the time that when Metro went exclusive, which I should have realized was Metro had pre-orders with Steam, and they canceled all of that so they could be exclusive with Epic. That is grade A BS. That is not okay. That is pretty messed up. That's very dick. That's really what it is. That's not okay, and Metro should have paid for it, and they did not. Metro made huge bank. They made huge bank from Epic giving them money to be exclusive, and they made huge bank from the number of people who bought their game. The truth of the matter is, awful business practices get paid off. Only a rare few get stopped and defeated, but so many more succeed. And that is the unfortunate truth of the matter here. Epic Store is going to rely on just throwing more and more and more money at their store and relying on people forgetting the BS they do earlier on. Now, eventually, Epic Store could become a legitimately good store. Right now, it's crap. It's just a terrible store. They don't even have a shopping cart. They don't even have an offline mode. I think they're getting it going right now, actually. They have a roadmap. And 2019 is the year of the roadmap. Just walking along that roadmap. It's the year of that. It really is. And everything's at roadmaps, and it's so aggravating. Just make the damn content. Just make it. You can afford to hire more people to get this done. The store should have been done before it became a competitor with Steam. Because it's pretty crap, and trying to be a competitor with Steam, it's just even more annoying, because the store is just bad. It doesn't have a shopping cart, for God's sakes. Offline mode is barely happening. I don't care about achievements, I don't care about badges, I don't care about any of that stuff. I want your store to be functional, and it's a crap store. Now what's interesting is they do plan on being a really good curator. They're like, we're not going to just let everything in here. We're going to let in the good stuff, like the best stuff, and that's all that's going to be here. And that's perfectly fine. And that could make Epic Store a good alternative to Steam, where Steam has everything, and Epic has certain things. The exclusive deals are the things that are annoying people, though. If Epic was just another resource to get things besides Steam, there you go. But they need these exclusives at the start to get people to go to their store. So I understand that, but if you're going to do that, make your store not crappy. Make it not god awful. I hate your store. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. Steam is not, of course, sinless. Steam has a lot of problems. But the thing about Steam is, which is what I got in a weird argument last night, was people were like, Steam is anti-consumer. I'm confused by this. Because they started making comparisons to Steam and other monopolies, like the steel industry, and just other things. Like, this doesn't make any sense, because Steam wasn't just knocking people out of the way. Steam was what people chose to be the one-stop shop. What are you supposed to do? How are you supposed to blame Steam? Steam is basically a retail store. They take 30%. You know what also takes 30%? GameStop. No, it takes 30%? Target. Also takes 30%, Walmart. Everyone takes 30%. Steam is just being a store. Everyone punches the biggest person at the top, and that's what's happening to Steam. Does Steam have problems? Yes, it do. But Steam, being anti-consumer, makes no sense. Steam is in a position there, not from knocking everyone out of the way, not from buying other people out. They didn't slap everyone out of the place. Steam, through its quality and just being a good resource and a good store, blew up and became the main store. That's what happened. There are other stores out there. You got Green Man, GOG, Humble Store, Origins, Uplay, and you got Blizzard. Now, these, of course, are developer-focused for most of them. Then there's Humble, of course. There's also some of the other smaller ones like itch.io, which is more for indies. There's all these alternative stores, but Epic is the one that can be an actual competitor because they have the money to have other developers on there instead of just all the Blizzard stuff you get over here, all the EA stuff you get over here, all the Ubisoft stuff you get over here. Let's not forget that Steam allowed Uplay on Steam. It wasn't Steam that kicked out Uplay, it was Ubisoft that kicked Steam out. Back in the day, Steam games, you still could get Ubisoft games on Steam, right? And you had to deal with the Uplay launcher. So you launched Steam, and then you launched Uplay. I don't know how it is now, because I haven't played Ubisoft in forever. I don't really play Ubisoft games. At least not in a long time. So I don't know how it is now. I don't know if you still launch on Steam and you launch on Uplay. I don't know if Uplay is only on its store now. There's no more Steam involved. I could easily check that right now. So I'm going to check that right now. Assassin's Creed. Are you on the Steam store? Steam's not loading. Well, there you go. That's a problem. People complain that Steam doesn't have a good offline mode. No, the offline mode's fine. Just depends on certain things. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Yeah, Odyssey's on there. Let's see. Odyssey Steam. Yeah, it's on Steam. Yeah, okay. So Ubisoft's still on Steam. EA games are not on Steam. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. There's a lot of things to not be happy about with Steam. Steam decided to become the everything's allowed here store. And that's why there's a perfect spot to have a store that's curated better. That's for sure. Because now you can just get adult content on there. And oh my god, the adult content, since I'm over 18, wow, are the things on there. Wow. This is a huge thing for, 18 plus developers, so good for them. They're not as shady as they were. So good for them to have a legitimate store. You can dislike Steam, but Steam it ran away from itself and has always tried to catch up with itself. That's really what it is. They've done some dumb things, they've done some crappy things, but I will not be like, oh my god, they're the devil, like some other companies are treated like. That goes to other places. That definitely does. Epic Store can be improved. Epic Store can become better, and it might be a worthwhile store. Right now, it's a really crap store, and I understand the people who want to just boycott Borderlands and any game that goes exclusively on Epic Store. I don't even like Borderlands, so I'm good. I am interested in the Outer Worlds, so I gotta deal with this store. We'll see about that. I would really like to see Epic Store be better, and the hope is it forces Steam to be better. Honestly, what Steam is, and it's just part of its... This is honestly where gamers are to blame more than anything else for all of this. Because we chose Steam as our one-stop shop, and honestly, any place we choose as our one-stop shop was going to have some problems anyway. Because even, you can go YouTube, you can go with Facebook. Facebook's more nefarious, actually, forget Facebook. YouTube. YouTube can't handle the amount of stuff happening to it. As much as we want to be policed, it tries with the algorithms, it tries with all these things, and it just keeps failing, and has to just keep trying because everyone's attacking it from every angle. YouTube does a lot of dumb things, does a lot of trying to be good things. There are things that just blew up that are just trying to keep it together. Steam is one of them, YouTube's another. YouTube is actively trying to do better, and because it has to. Steam has always tried to do better, but they're bad at it at times, for damn sure. But they're not sinless. They've done some dumb things as well. Everyone's done some dumb things as well. That's how it is with any company. It's quite naive and quite foolish to just think anything's purely evil or anything's purely good. Because something that big, thousands of people involved with all that, there's going to be a lot of problems. There's going to be a lot of good and bad. At the end of the day, Epic will be hopefully something that makes Steam better. And maybe both will just be good stores. But right now, Epic's doing it wrong. Epic's doing it wrong, and people getting mad at them is rightfully understandable. Totally understand. Got no problem people getting mad at them. They're right to be mad at them. But you gotta understand what you're mad at them about. You gotta be mad at them for valid reasons. That's what's important. That thing goes for being mad at Steam. There's just a lot of dumb things being said. And that's why I had to talk about it. So that's the vlog. Yeah, we don't need to talk about nearly dying again. Let's see here. That's it. Oh, right. So the videos have begun as of the 5th. The watching the MCU movies has begun. Watching the MCU movies. So the first half of it is remembering these movies as best we can, talking about just a little background on the movies and stuff like that. It's rough at first, then we get better at it as we go. And then the second half is just reacting to the movie and oh, this is all fun, and just seeing what other people think, and then ranking the movies. My movie ranking is going to be very different from yours, and it's going to be very different from Jinx. It's going to be interesting to see what everyone's rankings are at the end of the day. Also, the next Kirby podcast comes out this weekend, and then I should be working on Kirby's Adventure. So that right there is the vlog. I had fun. Hope you had fun watching. That's what's all about, having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time. There we go.